And we're back, and we're working on the Carisma m48s rally car. This is a 1/8 scale rally car. I did an unboxing on it just a little while ago. And a pretty decent looking car. Carisma is not known for the best cars in the world, but they are making improvements, and I do like the price of this car, so I thought this would be the one I'm going to pick to tinker around with and build and just see how it is overall. See if I can get it to perform a little bit better. I think the performance of the car from the other videos I've seen was pretty good. But like I mentioned in my unboxing video, if you didn't see that, this car is extremely slow out of the box. So, what I was going to do is go ahead and just change the pinion gear it up as high as I could, even if I had to slot the motor mount a little bit more. But the one thing I didn't know is that this car runs Mod 1 gearing, which I guess is really good for a rally car, but it was unexpected. 32 pitch should have been enough. This car is really quite light and has a very minimalistic chassis. So it's kind of cool that it has the Mod 1 gears. It also kind of has a little bit of a different diff design as far as they're just keyed and they pull right out. But as I was tearing this apart, let's get back to where I was. So this is the motor, and I can't find any information on what kV this is. It does not say anywhere what the kV is, not even on their website. I don't know if anybody's figured that out, but I don't know what it is. But I'm assuming it's a really low kV, maybe roughly in the 2000s of some sort, because that's why this is so slow. I think they may have just underestimated what they should have put in this car. Probably should have been a minimum of 3300, 3800, somewhere in there. And so I was going to try to gear it up, but like I said, with the Mod 1 gearing, all the Mod 1 gears I have giant holes. This motor has a 3mm shaft, so I can't find anything I want. But I do have a motor here that's just been sitting around waiting for a project like this. This is a Hobby Wing 3660. It's the G2 and it's a 4600 kV. This is going to be perfect for this, and it has a 5mm shaft, so I can also gear it up and go with the higher kV and still use the stock ESC and just see what this thing will do on 2S. I already have a baseline on how this car is out of the box. Just from watching Tom Lee and RC Driver's videos, I already know what it's going to do, and it's not fast enough, so I don't even want to mess with it. I just want to go ahead and try to get it to go faster so it's more reasonable. I don't need it to be ballistic because I do like the body and I don't want to just kill the thing, but I do want it to be fast. And so we're going to go ahead and stick this motor in there. You can see the size difference in the motor. Guessing the diameter is even a little bit bigger, it looks like it. They should bolt in there no problem. Well, I'll let you know if I run into any issues. This should plug right in, should work, and we'll try it on 2S and see what we get. As I was fiddling around, I noticed there's no oil in the center diff. This is going to even though it's a lightweight car, you need something to help transfer the power. I feel like if all the weight's transferring to the back, the front tires are just going to be burning out the whole time. So I'm going to add a little fluid to it. I've decided to go with 10,000. Might be a little heavy for this car, but we're going to try it. I can always pull it back out and tune it to something lighter. But we're going to do 10,000. I think it needs to have something in it. We're going to leave the front and rear diffs alone. We're just going to do this, seeing as how we already have it apart. And see if we can get it to perform a little bit better. So I'm going to time-lapse this of me just tearing it apart, fill it with fluid, put it back together, and then we'll be ready to take a run. Okay, I just pulled the diff apart. So it is a tunable diff. It does have a seal on it. I should help keep most of the fluid in. So it looks like it's a sealed diff. You can see we have the 3 gear, which would be nice if it was 4, but it has at least 3 and not just a 2. They are sintered gears. The mesh seemed to feel like it was fairly tight. You can see they do have a little shim on there to shim everything together. Actually, it looks like they have possibly 2 shims on there. So they did do a little bit of tuning, or at least preload it. We're going to go ahead and use the Team Associated 10,000. It may be a little much for this car. Even though the car is an 8 scale, it is very, very close to the weight of a normal 10 scale. It is very light because the chassis is so minimalistic. Not a lot of side guards and extra things. It's very simple. It's just one of the reasons why I wanted to pick this car to tinker around with. I think there's a lot of customization we can do to it. Anyway, we're just going to go ahead and fill this back up and get back to assembly. Everything is back installed. I just need to zip tie this up out of the way. Haven't quite figured out how I want to do that yet. We got a battery temporarily kind of hooked up, and we're going to fire this thing up and just see what happens here. Well, there's not much for steering, especially to this side. It's a little bit better. This ball cup was not connected. Thing seems like it's pretty fast now. Tires balloon. Of course I didn't test it before, but that seems to be it's going to be a lot better, I think. So we got a 4600 kV. We went up to a 15 tooth. I squeezed the biggest one in there I could fit. And we're just going to try it on 2S and see how it does. It is a pretty lightweight car, so it might be okay. Of course, we want to do 3S. But for now, we're just going to try to see how this system is. We also did the 10,000 in the diff fluid in the middle. All right, let's go out and run it. Okay, guys, we're out here going to run this Carisma m48s, the Subaru rally car. See, we got it all set up. We got the GPS in there. We're just going to run it at the parking lot here at work. See, I put the metal RC license plate on there. So what we did is we put a 4600 kV motor in there, as I said, and a 15 tooth pinion, and it's only running on 2S now. Now it's really cold, so traction is not very plentiful anyway. I think these tires would do good in decent temperature. I actually think the car rips pretty good now. This 4600 kV is perfect choice. Of course, I want to get it up to a 3S pack, but I'll have to experiment with that. Things running really well. It's got good forward bite. I kind of like the way it handles. Like I said, it's a little slick, but I mean, it's cold. Suspension seems to work really well. See if we can get a little bit of a speed run out of it. Just see how fast we're getting up to. Has a really poor turning radius. Oh. Woo. UPS man. Let's get a idea what this is doing here. So we got 35 miles an hour out of it now. That's pretty good. I believe before it was only like 20 miles an hour, so bumping it up and it's still on 2S at 35 is pretty good. I like that result. It actually drives really nice. This 4600 kV motor is quite a ripper, so it feels pretty good. It doesn't quite drift the best. Just wants to swap ends too easy. But these tires, I think, are too sticky for that. Yeah, so all in all, this thing's a blast. Drives really well. Need to do something with the steering. It doesn't have a very good turning radius. So this motor feels pretty good in here. It's super smooth with that speed controller. That speed controller they have is some kind of weirdo junk thing, but it actually works really well. Seems to work pretty good. Anyway, we'll do more on this car coming up soon. We got a lot more coming for it. We're going to do some dirt runs. You need to find the perfect spot for it. I don't want to kill the body. That's what I like about this car. The body's pretty cool. I don't think this is a bad platform. It's just a little slow out of the box. And for the price, it's not too bad. Gives you a little bit of room to add some upgrades to it if you want. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Tell me what you think of the new Carisma M48s rally car. Thanks.